All right, what's up, everybody? It's Sam from Brother Meme Bet. Let's go over some detailed fight breakdown, right? So, in an answer to you guys, thanks for those that voted in this poll. It was 9 days ago when I posted, so now 9 days after, here I am. I'm taking some extra time, right? I apologize for taking too long for this one, but hopefully I will be able to post much more often from this point onwards, okay? So my breakdowns are based on this, right? It's not cute, right? It's not that entertaining, maybe, but I think it's much more effective. I have posted a video explaining these numbers, right? So hopefully you guys can watch, take a look at it if you don't understand or if it looks too much confusing what I'm talking about here. Please go back to that video, and if you understand, I think you'll probably appreciate all of this and have a much better, sense, feeling that you're doing the right way or the comparison makes sense, right? Okay, so let's go over the order that we're talking here. Ante Delija and Serguei Spivak. So let me just filter this thing here. Ante Delija. I just need to clean it first. So Ante Delija, and then we're doing Serguei Spivak, right? All right. So what is the deal about this guy? So yeah, nowadays Spivak's 31, Delija is 35. I got 201.5 points for Spivak and 200.2.5 for Delija. So I have Delija edging out Spivak in terms of the way he approaches the fight. I think he's more effective, right? What is the main deal here, guys? I like Sergei Spivak. The problem that I think this guy is inconsistent. One fight he approaches pretty much the great strategy. He comes forward, he does the grappling, he pushes guy against the cage, he shows decent cardio. The next fight he pretty much disappoints. So it's difficult for me to say that this guy is that effective or that composed. I like his takedowns, especially in the heavyweight. He's a good grappler, especially from top. I can even rate him a little better here, right? What is the problem with this guy for me? It's pretty much I put 8.1 the cardio. I think he has the potential to have a good cardio, but he's not that consistent, guys. Okay. I like actually Delija a little better. I feel that he has a better cardio, even though, and I hope that my internet gonna help me out here because I have I came to a more quiet room. I'm far from my router, so I'm routing from my 4G. So yeah, here we have Delija. Delija he's older, right? He doesn't have that many decisions, right? He can be knocked out, so he's not that tough. Spivak also can be knocked out, right? Doesn't have many decisions himself, but I don't know, man. I think that Delija has a better cardio, even though he's the guy he's very aggressive, right? So he's gonna come forward. Let me see, just confirm. I put him as lots of points of aggression. I just didn't maximize him just because I think he's too aggressive. So he doesn't. He's not that effective with aggression. He's a little bit too reckless, right? So he doesn't get that many points for this reason, and he's not that tough, right? So the toughness part, I think he could even get a little lower than this, right? Because he can get hit even though this guy is a warrior, man, this guy's gonna move forward. I think he has more heart. So that's pretty much what I have for this fight, guys. So basically, how do I see the fight playing out? Delija gonna move forward, right? He's gonna try, probably in the beginning, measure his approach, even though it's not his style. The takedowns and how Sergei Spivak approaches this fight going to tell a lot what's going to play out. Spivak has to control the range, right? Pick his shots and take this to the ground. He will try, and then we will see whether Delija will be able to stop the takedowns, get back up, and keep pushing forward. So it's a tricky one. To me, it's very close to a 50-50 fight. If you ask me, I would bet the underdog at these odds, right? Especially in the early market, he was a plus 130. So let me just find them here. There's Delija and Spivak. So yes, so I have Delija 55 and 45. Could even be like 52 and 47. So it's more like it's very uncertain for me what's going to happen this one. Delija, he can definitely finish this fight, especially by knockout, right? Because he's going to move forward. If he can stop the takedown, he's going to keep pushing. I think he breaks Sergei Spivak if Spivak cannot just sit on top. Even though Spivak will swing back and will be able to land, right? He can drop Delija, finish him on the ground, with ground and pound submission. Again, if I'm talking about betting, I would take the underdog. I could have taken him at an early market. I didn't. I wanted to see the weightings, how he is, because again, if Spivak is at his best, I could even say he's a favorite, but I trust Delija delivering. You know what I mean? So it's a tricky one. Again, if you ask me, I would take the underdog, but I'm not betting on this one, right? Because it's tough. So to me, it's either 55-45 or 52-47. So the value is on Spivak on this one, right? That's pretty much it. I hope this makes some sense, and obviously feel free to ask anything and let me know your thoughts. So on to the next one, we have Alibi Idiris and Ode Osbourne. So let's go with this one. Just take these guys out. Alibi Idiris and Ode Osbourne. So yeah, this fight, I mean, Osbourne is a little bit older, but I mean, Osbourne is those guys that, you know, the man is a physical monster, right? I just can't believe how this guy makes 125. It's just crazy. He's obviously not that tall, but the man is very long. You know, he's very powerful. Let's just open them up here with Osbourne and Alibi Idiris. Yeah, so I mean, Alibi Idiris, from what I've seen, he's a guy that he's at his best when he's moving forward. He's dynamic on the feet. He's throwing heat. He's taking the fight to the ground and he's pushing. He's breaking his opponents down. So Ode Osbourne, he's a guy that, I mean, this guy is very complete too. He's powerful. So, and he's very long for the division, right? He's pretty tall for the division, you know, like 5'7" for a flyweight is not short, and the man is really long. So when the guy starts entering his reach, he's gonna throw power, right? He's sharp, he's very accurate, he's very fast. So this is basically gonna be the fight, guys. Alibi Idiris, this guy will push forward, or at least he may feel how it feels like to get hit by Ode Osbourne, which is not gonna be fun. I think at the beginning, this guy may try to, you know, get inside, just forcing the grappling, see if he can, you know, slow the punches down, and then Ode Osbourne, he's gonna fire. He's complete. He has very solid takedown defense, right? He's not only powerful, he's also very athletic, very physically strong. So just so you guys see, I have him not much, but significantly stronger than Idiris. I think Idiris has more heart. He's gonna push. He's better. He has more tenacity in terms of pushing the grappling. He's a better offensive grappler, right? But I think that Ode Osbourne, solid counter striking. I mean, just because he has so much range, right? You get in front, he's gonna fire at you. He's gonna counter. He's gonna punch with you, right? He's very long. He's a finisher. He's powerful. So Idiris, I, Idiris to win this fight, he's gonna have to hurt Ode Osbourne and finish him, or just push so much that he breaks Osbourne, or he just, you know, break his cardio. I think Idiris has a better cardio, even though it's not that yet proven, but I think he has significantly better cardio than Ode Osbourne, right? So this is pretty much what I think is going to happen in this fight. I don't think Ode Osbourne going to grapple much. He's going to just defend the takedowns, keep it on the feet, right? There is an experience gap important in favor of Osbourne, right? He's also more powerful and athletic. So yeah, let's see what happens here. Let me just take these guys in here for you. So Alibi Idiris and Ode Osbourne. Yeah, so actually I have Ode Osbourne as the favorite in this one. I think he has slightly sorry about the English here, slightly more chances for the finish. I think at this point, it's gonna depend a lot if Idiris lands on him and can take top position, but I think it's pretty much Ode Osbourne winning the decision, but very thin margin, basically 50-50. So I like the odds at Ode Osbourne when in the early market plus 120 because I have him as a slight favorite, right? So he has also more chances for the finish, in my opinion. But anyway, it's a tricky one. Fight go the distance might be interesting. I have it as 45, basically 45, 47%. So anything from plus 130, let's put it this way, it's interesting for me. Fight go the distance, right? But anyway, guys, I think that's what I have for this fight. Let's see how it plays out. It's also a high uncertain fight, just because Idiris is going to be aggressive. We're going to see whether Osbourne can take his punches. I think he can, but in the beginning, if Idiris keep coming, keep hammering him, he's probably going to be able to drop, even finish Osbourne, right? So it's going to be a fight. Both of these guys are the elite level, as you guys can see here. I have them. It's a good amount of points, right? 8.2, it's already very, very significant. This guy doesn't have that many, even though it's very close in terms of points, just because he's yet unproven in the UFC. We'll see how he approaches against Ode Osbourne, right? Let's see how the fight plays out. But yeah, let's see. I'm not that confident, but I think that Osbourne wins this fight, and at a plus 120, it was a good option. At this point, if it's a 50-50 in the market, I don't like much, right? So I would prefer bet something else, or maybe fight go the distance, whatever, or maybe this odds here depends if you get his plus 400. Idiris finishing him, but plus 400 is interesting, or Ode Osbourne, same idea. So this is basically the odds. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Okay, so let's go to the last one that I'm going to be breaking down. This one, Joselyne Edwards and Nora Cornolle. So let's go this in here. So Joselyne Edwards and Nora Cornolle. Yeah, so this actually, it's an interesting one. It's open. I was thinking, okay, man, I think it's a great bet on Nora Cornolle. Let's just open them up here so we can better see what's going on. Because, as you don't know if you mentioned this before, but they fought before, right? So here they fought in 2023, and Cornolle won the fight. If you go back and watch this fight, man, honestly, I think it was a robbery. I don't know. I don't typically watch every second of the fight because I try to be more effective to watch that many fights, and I like to watch them, against multiple opponents. But this is definitely an important one. I mean, Joselyne Edwards was taking her down. She was also moving forward, doing more, doing quite decent amount of volume. What also caught my attention in this one was that in this fight particularly, it shows that Joselyne Edwards landed 18 strikes. I don't know. I think I've seen much more than even not watching the full length of the fight, right? And she definitely took her down. I think she had some moments of control. So to me, it was pretty weird, these results, even like 25-30. Betting, there's always this thing when you're betting, I don't think it makes any sense, this type of judging. I remember conversations in 2023, UFC was pushing that damage is more important than control, right? So then they went extreme. And then, I don't know, I think that Cornolle, she may have landed a little more, but it was not that significant, and she didn't do damage, man. So I don't know. I think Joselyne Edwards won that fight. And from there, from what I've seen, I mean, Nora Cornolle, I'm not sure she's that much of a great fighter. She's quite complete, right? She's good at picking her shots when she's at range, right? She's pretty much a well-rounded fighter. She does pretty good in terms of when she's striking. I could give her a little more points here, maybe 8.1 when she's moving forward. She has decent grappling, right? She even finished Kaylee Howen, which was good, right? Has decent grappling, decent skills. What I don't like much about her, to be honest, I don't think she's actually that athletic, right? I think there is a decent advantages of athleticism for Joselyne Edwards. I think Joselyne Edwards is much more composed. So she's younger now. She's 30. So in this fight, she was 28. Nora was 33. Now she's 35. So right, Nora is probably entering her decline phase, and Joselyne Edwards still improving a lot. She's more, she's under the better camp. So Nora is probably, yeah, she has her own gym probably, or she trains in France there, whatever. I mean, it's not the same level when you're with killers in the same gym. I actually pull up Joselyne Edwards' Instagram here just to show you that with whom she trains with. She trains with solid girls, great camp. I think she's putting in the work, right? She's from Panama. She's living in the US. I mean, I think this girl has lots of potential, to be honest, right? It's a women's MMA, right? And there was always the saying of women's MMA, right? I mean, skill-wise, I trust Joselyne much better. I think she's physically stronger. She's under the better camp. I think she pushes this fight harder. She has the better striking is pretty much comparable. I could even say for you, okay, Nora Cornolle, she can win the striking match, but I think the grappling and the athleticism, the strength is gonna be so much of a difference that I think Joselyne Edwards is gonna win this fight comfortably. She has quite a bit of points, as you can see here, right? Just because, again, this is in comparison to other women, right? I can obviously not compare her as many points as like in terms of skills themselves, but comparing women to women, she's an excellent women fighter, and that's how it is. So coming to the spreadsheet, so I have here Joselyne Edwards, and I should have here, but they didn't put it here. Yeah, maybe I didn't put it, just search here, Joselyne. No, I didn't. Okay, so let's do this one live. Joselyne Edwards and Nora Cornolle. I thought I had this one before, but I probably just forgot to add. So yeah, we have Joselyne Edwards. Edwards versus Nora Cornolle, and this is fight number 2. So they're in the prelims. I don't even remember. I think they're in the prelims. I don't see much uncertainty here. I'm just gonna go medium because I think Joselyne Edwards can dominate this fight. I don't think she finishes Nora Cornolle. She's not ever been finished. Yeah, she's finishing girls lately. That's why also probably these odds are coming, right? So I mean, she could get the finish by knockout about this much, and I think by submission a little more, right? Maybe 15%. Yeah, because Nora Cornolle has very good defense grappling. I don't think she's gonna give that many openings. So it's either Edwards breaking her down and maybe round 3 thing, right? If she, yeah, round 2, round 3, I think there's a little bit more chance for round 3 for Edwards, right? And then Nora Cornolle here, I don't see much chances of a finish, to be honest, right? Joselyne Edwards, because it's been submitted once, so maybe knockout, same stuff, right? Submission, little less, or even 10%, right? Something like this, even less. 5 to, yeah, this is the uncertainty part. I wouldn't bet they're finishing each other. Maybe depends on the odds. Edwards I put 10% here, but if you ask me, round 3 for Joselyne Edwards, I'm interested from like plus 1400, something like that. So let me just put here Joselyne Edwards round 3. I'm interested in case it comes to something like plus 1500, right? Something like this. I may take the bet because I think she can push and maybe break Nora Cornolle down in the 3rd round. Yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch, but it can happen. Anyway, so this probably goes the distance, and then I have here like 40% this fight finishing. I don't think it's actually that much. So you guys see how it works for me, right? I start to just think if the numbers make sense. So this is probably, I'm gonna drop just something like this. So here now we have 20 and 15. So we have 35% the fight finishing. It's quite still, could be quite a bit, but not that horrible anymore. So I have to work with 65%. Honestly, it's either something like this, 65, right? Which I don't think that's much, to be honest. I'm going more like something like this. And here I have Nora Cornolle, something like this, right? So this comes down for me to 20, 62.5, and 37.5. In my handicapping, in my odds, this is pretty much what I have, right? And if you actually go, it's looking pretty much similar to what the bookies have. I actually think that they got this one right. So if you see these odds, you can think that it might be a lock for the decision, right? Which I like a lot, 65%. So if you give me something like minus 250, I think this minus 250 is a great bet for a fight goes the distance, or minus 200, minus 300, still good. Because it's a high likely thing, but more than minus 300 I wouldn't take, because I think that Joselyne Edwards has some way to finish this fight, and it's not impossible that Nora Cornolle finds a shot on the feet and get her back something. So it's always tricky. Let's see here. I just got the wrong one. Let's just see this one here. No, I had got it right, so it said this one here. Let's see if I'd go the distance and the odds on most of the markets. Yeah, so fights, it's always ridiculous. This fights, yeah, go the distance minus 250. Not too bad, not too bad. This is a good parlay piece, and let's see, Joselyne Edwards by decision or Nora Cornolle for by decision for that matter. Cornolle decision plus 500. This might be not a bad option. I have 22%, which gives about plus 300, so plus 400. I see some value on Cornolle by decision. Let's see Joselyne Edwards by decision, which is pretty much 42%. I would get her at, let's put like plus 100, something like this. Cornolle Edwards by decision minus 150. Yeah, that's a little bit. If you give me this, I prefer fight go the distance and maybe a little bit on Cornolle by decision. But fight go the distance at that price, for me, it's probably the best bet here. Okay, so I'm not betting this one on the money line on either girl, right? And yeah, I mean, fight go the distance might be the best option. Or I know it's MMA, women's MMA. She won a fight before. Nora Cornolle won a fight before, which I think should have been given to Joselyne Edwards. Who knows? The judges can see her winning again. Plus 500. It's also not that bad on Nora Cornolle if you like Nora Cornolle. Okay. So I hope this makes sense, guys. This was more a detailed breakdown. I hope you guys appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.